Hi, this is Dave again with Scrapping with Dave. What I want to do in this particular video is expand a little bit on some of the stuff we've done up till now, but actually I want to take it to a different theme. I want to make it sort of artistic. So to do that, what I'm going to do is just open a colored background like we always do. Now you have all these to pick from, and so your choice as to which. Let's just take an 8x10 for this one and tell it we want it to be in landscape mode. All right, so there's our starting point. Now, what we might do, well, let's add a picture first off. I'm going to go in here, and I happen to have some pictures in here that are of my daughter that I kind of like when I took of her. Let's pick that one, and we'll bring it in. Okay, so a nice little picture of her. Now, you may recall from the last video that we did, excuse me, that we had we did a little bit of cutouts, masking kind of things, masking cutouts, but they were pretty much using geometric shapes like ovals and rounded corner rectangles and things. Now there is another thing you can do very simply with ScrapPage, and ScrapPage Pro has built into it some masks. Now when we open this up, here's the two geometric units that we used the last time, the square and the oval. But here's this little one here that a little amorphous looking shape. And what that does when you click on it is it brings up this palette here of a bunch of different masks that you can have. You can see there's all sorts of them here, and this that comes standard with it. For this particular image, I think I'm going to pick mask number 6, and you'll see what this does real quick. Now, when you expand this out, the area that is light is what's going to stay, and everything else in the picture is going to go away. So if I set this like, say about like this on her, and I apply it, you can see what happened now. All the extra stuff around her, show you what I mean here. Here was the original, and now we'll recall what we have. Okay, so what we've got now is a picture that we can blow up here and set here in a nice little area. It gives you sort of an artistic outline of or impression of that photo. Now I think what I'm going to do next is I'll add some text. All right, so let's go up here and we'll add a text box. And I'm going to say over here, and I'll set it over here someplace. And I have to actually put something in it or it just goes away. Let's say a daughter, spell it right, let's try that again, A-U-G-H-T-E-R, is forever your little. And I'll stop it right there, and you'll see what I'm going to do with this in just a second. But I'll put it over here someplace, and we'll tell it I want it to be left justified, and let's make it about, I don't know, 36 and see what that turns out to be. You can always change it later. All right, so it has a color. I'm going to give it a color, make it red, and let's significantly start blowing this up. Say let's about like 60 and see what that does. And now we're getting a little closer to what I want. All right, so maybe something in this order, even bigger. Let's just keep taking it up a click at a time until we get something here. Yeah, all right, that's good. Now let's leave it there. Now I want to show you what you can do. You can be a little artistic just with text. And suppose I then say I want another text box, and I'm going to make this text box, again, I have to put something in it, another text box here, and let's say I want this to be, and I'm going to make it capitalized and say girl. And maybe even put not an exclamation point. Let's just leave it at that. So I can go over here and I can set this here. And now I think I'm going to pick a different font for this. And I'll say I want it to be Vladimir script. And I want it to be auto-sized. And I'll put it something like this. And again, we'll color it. Let's color it the same as we did the other one. All right, so there. Now we've got that. Yeah, just let that sit there like that. Then I'm going to also add her name. So I'll put another text box and her name is Sarah. So I'll put that there, and we'll blow her up, blow that up to auto size it. Move it down here someplace, maybe even make it a little larger. And let's just give it a rotation, and we'll give it the same color as we did before. All right, so there's a kind of an interesting little layout that we have using just the cutout masks that ScrapPage Pro has, as well as some little fancier text. All right, now the other thing that you can do real quickly and simply with this is we can texturize things. And by that, I think I'm going to texturize the background. So I'll go in here and I'll tell it, hey, let's change the background. And I'm going to pick just a light tannish kind of color. That seems like that would go good with the image. And we'll give it a texture. Well, first off, let's just show you what it would be if I didn't have a texture. All right, so now you'd have that. All right, it's a little bland. I mean, it doesn't really pop very well, but it's what we're working with is this color. Now, if we wanted to go in here and give this a texture, there's all sorts of texture options. You know, you'd start with clouds, for instance, first, and you'd have that where, you know, you see the brownish, tannish, and then the white in the background. It's very simple to keep changing these things. We just go and pick a different texture. Suppose we wanted one to be like a crackle kind of a background. You would get that right away. Or if, for instance, we wanted to go with, there's all sorts of them. These are all standard that come with ScrapPage Pro. Let's pick, like pastel, maybe with ridges. And we say, what do we get when we do that one? Okay, so you can see it's a pastel with background, kind of has a little bit of a canvas effect to it, and this ridge around it. Kind of looks kind of good. Probably would want to move the girl over so she wasn't in the ridge, something like that. Or you can give it a more of a I guess you'd call it a traditional arsenic and old lace kind of look. Something like one of these floret designs here, say this one here, where you can see it's a little bit of these florets floating around. Maybe one that's even a little more intense of florets. Let's say it was. Let's try that one here and see how that works. There, you can see now you got more. They might be a little bit much, actually. You know, it's kind of the text is kind of blending into it. The background's a little strong there, I'd say. And there's grunges. For instance, we could go into this grunge number 7 here, give it a try and see. It's not bad. I mean, it almost looks like it's a marbleized kind of background, so that's not necessarily the greatest look. And then finally, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a different grunge, which I think turns out pretty nice with this photo. And it's this one here. And you can see now we've got this grunge appearance, but everything seems to blend in nicely. The picture blends into the background real nice. The text isn't obliterated. And I think that's what I'm just going to leave it at. As you can see, you can get almost any kind of look. You could change the color if you wanted. I thought a tan was kind of nice for this one, but you could change the color if you wanted. If you wanted to capture like the greens that are in her shirt or the yellow, or the rose colors that are in these flowers. Any of that's possible to do. So just thought I'd give you a real quick video here of how you can, in almost no time, make artistic creations using ScrapPage Pro, and by using its masking and its texturizing. We'll get way more into texturizing and masking as time goes on here, but here's just a quick little introduction to it. Okay, until the next time, this is Dave with Scrapping with Dave. Bye-bye.